We're all about teamwork today on Future Phenoms. We'll introduce you to one of the nation's top defensive duos and take a look at the backfield that might be the best in the country. We've got gunslingers, ball hawks, and playmakers, and it's all coming your way next. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Pat Summerall. You're tuned into the show that goes coast to coast, introducing you to the country's top high school athletes and teams. We'll begin out west with one of the top defensive playmakers in America. When you think of Southern California, image of movie stars, picturesque beaches, and prime real estate come to mind. But move inland about 60 miles and you'll find the modest community of Murrieta, California, home to the state's top player in the class of 2013. This is Sua Cravens. At 6'2" and 215 pounds, he possesses a lethal combination of size and speed that has attracted attention from colleges all over the country. Cravens is a first-generation American whose family is originally from Samoa. Last season, he posted tremendous stats as a junior, racking up 100 tackles, 11 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 4 forced fumbles. He also had a big impact on the offensive side of the ball, rushing for 673 yards and 15 touchdowns. His ability to dominate at several different positions is what sets him apart from the rest. But he's quick to point out that it's all in the name of winning.
I'm willing to play any position on the field because I want to be in the best position to win. If I have to play a receiver just because they have a weaker corner, then I'll do that just because I know that will give us the opportunity to win. If I have to play running back because their D-line and linebackers are slower than our O-line, then I'll do that as well. I have no problem with playing that. And same thing on the defensive side of the ball. You know, if they have me at linebacker, you know, they must have a great running back, a great run game. If they have me at safety, you know, they must have an all-star receiver they want me to bracket.
The most important thing is his confidence to make plays at any position he goes. You know, the confidence that he's not thinking about what he wants to do, he's just going out and doing what he wants to do.
While Cravens is blessed with natural God-given ability, he's also developed a work ethic that has pushed him into consideration as a top overall player in the country. He's fully aware that he's considered by many to be an elite prospect. But if you think he's resting on his laurels, you can think again.
Sua every year has gotten better on his work ethic and how he approaches and prepares for things. And that's really the thing as a coach, you're preparing your elite athletes to play at the next level and understanding that, you know, this is not it. You're not as good as you're going to be, and the more you improve and learn to improve and learn how that process works, the more success you're going to have at the next level. So, you know, Sua still has a lot of room to improve.
You know, I've always been taught to stay hungry because once you're complacent, once you're satisfied, people pass you up. And, you know, you always hear about the stories where a guy's been #1 for the longest time, and then you hear that guy who's been second place, been working hard, he passes him up in the long run. I don't want that ever to happen. You know, I've been that guy that was in second place and third place who had to work his way up. And, you know, that hunger got me there, and I'm going to make sure it stays.
Cravens' motivation to be the best started at an early age. Like a lot of kids, some backyard battles with older siblings helped him learn how to play at a high level.
When I was little, I always, you know, played basketball with my older brother just because playing against him on a 10-foot rim, even when I was 6 or 7, only made me better. I might have not been winning then, but it helped me out later on, and that's the same with the football field. You know, I've been playing with age groups 3 and 4 years older than me all through Pop Warner just because I was one of the bigger kids. So, you know, when you play against people who are just as good as you and even better, it just pulls you to do your best.
Sua helped lead the Broncos to a 10-4 record and a sectional championship in 2011.
We were in the championship my sophomore year. We came up short, and my junior year, you know, we weren't going to lose again. You know, we planned to go to the championship again, and it happened to be on our home field this year, and winning it was huge. You know, never mind all the scholarships. You know, that's a high school dream when you win a championship on your home field at 14-0 record.
From the start of the season to the end of the season, he became another different player, just another whole level of what he was able to do. And again, my biggest thing with elite players, their biggest influence is on others. And when they increase the people around them to play better, then that's, you know, you have an all-around great athlete. You know, there's a lot of great athletes out there that can just go make a play or it's all about them. But Sua, it's about success.
After a long off-season of fielding phone calls from colleges across the country, he verbally committed to play at USC.
I chose USC because it was just a great fit. You know, they had everything I needed. You know, they're right here in my backyard. My parents would get to see me every weekend, and it's just a great place to be.
Aside from the proximity to his hometown, Cravens picked the Trojans because of great tradition of sending defensive players to the NFL.
That's been my dream since I was little to play in the NFL, but you know, I've taken into consider if I'm not one of those high guys, you know, one of the first round or second round draft picks, then I'm gonna stay for my 4th year and get my degree, and that's also a plan as well. So, because I know the NFL doesn't last forever, guys retire after 5 years. So, playing for anything, you know, arena, NFL, that's anybody's dream.
Let's move to the Midwest now for another defensive back that was very popular on the recruiting trail. Trotwood Madison High School is emerging as a power in the state of Ohio. Coached by former NFL player Maurice Douglas, the Rams won their first state title last season. Douglas has seen a lot of his players go on to play college football since he took over in 2001. But this year, he just might have his best prospect yet. Cameron Burrows is a ball-hawking defensive back with a reputation for shutting down opposing wide receivers. At 6 feet tall and just over 200 pounds, Burrows has the size and speed to play either corner or safety. He received scholarship offers from many of the nation's top programs, and he ultimately decided to stay close to home and commit to Ohio State. His Trotwood Madison team got off to a tough start with a loss to University School out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. But the Rams will still be a team to watch this season in Ohio. It's time for a break. When we get back, a look at a big-time quarterback duel in Utah. And does the rising power in the Washington, D.C. area have the best defensive duo in America? That's next.
We all have dreams, but dreams, well, they don't come easy. That's why I put in these hours, pick up those late-night shifts. I know my hard work will pay off, because I dream of sending my kids to college.
A friend told me about Gazelle.com.
They paid me cash for my used iPhone.
Cash I used to get a new one.
I can't believe how simple it was.
I was surprised how much I got.
They even bought my broken iPhone.
And they paid the shipping too.
I got paid fast.
Couldn't have been easier.
So what's your iPhone worth?
What's your iPhone worth?
What's your iPhone worth?
Find out now at Gazelle.
That's Gazelle.com.
Future Phenoms is brought to you by the full-size Toyota Tundra.
Now let's head to the Rocky Mountain region. Two of the nation's top quarterback prospects met head-to-head recently in Salt Lake City, Utah. Skyline High School of Sammamish, Washington, led by USC commit Max Brown, visited Cottonwood High School. The Colts are led by Alabama commit Cooper Bateman. Both quarterbacks found the end zone through the air and on the ground. but was the type of shootouts that fans in attendance had hoped to see. But in the end, it was Brown's Skyline team pulling away for a 57-25 victory. Brown was the star of the show, as he threw for 387 yards and 3 touchdowns while rushing for another. Bateman threw for 254 yards and accounted for 3 scores in the loss. With Alabama and USC routinely ranked in the top 10 in college football, don't be surprised if these two meet again in a bowl game one day.
Brown tops our list of the nation's best quarterback prospects. Here's the rest of the top 5.
Let's head northeast to the nation's capital of Washington, D.C. In this election year, American voters will hope to vote the right leaders into the power to lead the country. In nearby Olney, Maryland, however, Our Lady of Good Counsel has a pair of great leaders that have helped shift the balance of power into the local high school football scene. Defensive back Kendall Fuller and two-way star Dorian O'Daniel have helped Our Lady of Good Counsel rise to become one of the nation's top programs. After seeing local rival DeMatha dominate for years, the Falcons have now won 3 straight football championships in the Washington Catholic Athletic Conference.
I don't know if we've replaced anybody. I mean, DeMatha is somebody that you always respect and fear. I mean, they're going to keep coming at you, and they're very good. They've been good for 50 years. But, you know, we've had a good run ourselves.
While several players have contributed to the Falcons' success, it's probably no coincidence that one of the nation's most dominant duos has been on campus during Good Counsel's string of championships. The irony, though, is although they are now friends, they weren't always so close.
I think it was freshman year, and we came in to get pads, and it was my first day up here. And I think they were doing summer workouts like the whole summer. And you asked Dorian, he probably said he probably didn't like me when he first met me. But as we began to play together, had some classes together, it was pretty much just a good relationship. I think both of us think of each other as a brother.
While most colleges want him to play linebacker, O'Daniel stars at running back at the high school level.
At first I began to be recruited as a running back, and slowly but surely just more offers started piling in at linebacker, and I figured if I'm getting more offers at linebacker, why am I still focused on running backs?
I think he enjoys, scoring touchdowns, and personally I think he's a better runner than he is a linebacker, but he's just a great natural athlete, and he just sees things, and he just goes, and he's so darn fast he can run things down before he get going.
To make sure O'Daniel gets enough rest during games, Coach Malloy usually keeps him on the sideline on defense until the opponent crosses the 50-yard line. That's when O'Daniel takes the field to team up with Fuller to form a dominant defensive duo. While O'Daniel's strengths are his speed and versatility, Fuller's may be at bloodlines. His oldest brother, Vincent, is a 7-year NFL veteran, and he has 2 more brothers, Corey and Kyle, who are on scholarship at Virginia Tech. That made for some physical backyard football games when Kendall was growing up.
When we get outside, we pretty much figured that we put some pads on and some helmets on that our mother really couldn't say anything because we were protected. Because my mother was the main one who didn't want any fighting in the house. So whenever we got in the backyard, had some protection, we just try to go at each other.
While they have one more season together, it appears they'll go their separate ways for college, despite the best efforts of O'Daniel, a Clemson commitment to get Fuller to join him.
I'm going to keep doing what I can. It ultimately comes down to his decision, what he wants to do. I'm going to support him with whatever he does, but I wouldn't mind sitting on the left side corner.
But Kendall's brothers will get their wish and see him follow the family tradition at Virginia Tech, although Kendall says he never felt any family pressure.
They actually don't really say anything at all. They've been kind of letting me go through the process. Only time they might say something is if Dorian usually comes and works out with me. I think maybe 1 or 2 days a week, and he'll try to throw some Clemson stuff in there. Right. So my brother, he'll kind of throw some Virginia Tech stuff back out there, but they don't really try to pressure me at all.
Whether they play college football together or not, one thing is for certain. O'Daniel and Fuller will team up together this fall to help Our Lady of the Good Counsel attempt to capture its 4th consecutive championship.
Let's head to the Southwest. Baylor fans will never forget the historic Heisman Trophy season of Robert Griffin III. Bears fans hope to see another athlete like Griffin in Waco sooner rather than later. One young quarterback in Bryan, Texas is up for the challenge. Chris Johnson is committed to the Bears for 2013, and he's trying to learn as much as he can so he can be a successful Big 12 quarterback.
I think one thing that coaches like was quick release, but one thing that I need to work on is maintaining my stability, moving through the pocket, being able to throw at any time when catching a receiver open out of his break and just throwing on time. While
Johnson isn't exactly saying he's the next RG3, he did like how Griffin was used in Art Briles' system. He hopes he can follow a similar path to success with the Bears.
I've been watching Baylor this past season, and I like what Coach Briles has done with Robert with his skill set and their offensive scheme and how his attributes contribute to the offense. And I feel like that I'm able to develop my skills to get to where he is now to contribute to the offense.
It's time for another break. When we get back, we'll go inside the huddle with a group that may be the best backfield in America. Stay with us.
Hydroxytone is changing the way millions of husbands across America are looking at their wives.
I looked at her and I was just, wow, she looked so young.
I told her I couldn't believe how smooth her face looks. She's lost, 10 years at least?
I look at her and it's like I'm looking at a picture of my wife from 20 years ago. It's incredible.
How are ordinary women across America looking years younger, faster than they ever dreamed? They've discovered clinically proven hydroxytone. Now it's your turn. Call in the next 5 minutes and we'll send you a risk-free trial. Plus, for accelerated results, we'll throw in our Sonic Microderm facial brush as our free gift to you. This luxurious facial brush will exfoliate, soften, smooth, and renew your skin for youthful radiance. Normally $60, now it can be yours free with your hydroxytone trial. But call in the next 5 minutes. When this offer's gone, it's gone. Call 1-800-771-5957. 1-800-771-5957.
If you have dark circles and under-eye bags, we have some exciting news. We just sold our millionth jar of Hydrolyze Under-Eye Cream. And to celebrate, we're giving away as many risk-free trial offers as we can in the next 24 hours. To take part in our million jar celebration, call in the next 24 hours and claim your risk-free trial offer. Hydrolyze is clinically proven to visibly reduce dark circles and under-eye bags. Whether they're due to stress, aging, fatigue, even your diet. It works so well, we've sold 1 million jars. And now we want to celebrate by letting you try it risk-free. Of course, all celebrations have to come to an end, so this TV offer is available for the next 24 hours. If you suffer from dark under-eye circles and bags, this is your chance to visibly reduce them risk-free. Call now for your risk-free trial of Hydrolyze. If lines are busy, call again. That's 1-800-905-2931. 1-800-905-2931.
Future Phenoms is brought to you by American Family Insurance. Your dream is out there. Go get it. We'll protect it.
High school stars dream of playing in one of the nation's top all-star games. Every week we feature one student athlete who is working to get to the game. Here's this week's featured player.
Get to the game. Powered by American Family Insurance. Garrett Sickles, a standout defensive end from Red Bank Regional High School in New Jersey, is following in a family tradition of excellence.
His father played here, his whole family played here, and I know in the 1970s, Red Bank Regional was, top dog.
Playing for RBR and him having the same rivalries that we had, it's just fun to watch and fun to be a part of it.
We've had more Division I football players than any school in the Shore Conference. He is one of the best that I've seen.
Just wearing the RBR colors isn't enough for Garrett, though. He has a dream.
I want to win a state title. I mean, it hasn't been done here since 1975.
That's a long time, 37 years.
Garrett realized early on in his career that he might have a future in football.
Once I got my freshman year, we won undefeated and had a really good season. I was like, you know what, maybe I want to do this a little longer than high school.
He started developing his speed and sort of grew into his body. He said, you know what, Dad, I'm going to get a scholarship.
He would say to us, I'm going to go to college, and you and Dad aren't going to have to pay because I'm going to get a full ride for football. And we're like, okay, hon, you know, that's a great dream to have.
Garrett has some big dreams, and he is fortunate to have a lot of people in his corner to help protect them.
He wanted to play football at the highest level he could. That dream right there alone provided him the push to work for that.
He's just committed to the game and committing to doing better and bettering himself.
I think Garrett's motivation comes from us. We've always told our children, you want it, go get it, work hard.
My parents have always been very supportive of my dreams. They never said no. I said, just keep working hard and you'll get there.
To see more great videos and enter for a chance to win an incredible football experience in New Orleans, go to amfam.com/gettothegame.
The Southeast is never short on college prospects, especially in the state of Florida, where you find a special running back with plenty of talent surrounding him.
Some running backs are known for power, being able to run over defenders on their way to the end zone. Others are known for quickness, blowing by would-be tacklers with blinding speed. But the best of the best are able to do both. That's what makes Greg Bryant so special.
I'm relentless on the field. Basically last year, nobody could really stop me. I just run through people, run around them. I can juke people, and it just shows, and the weight room helps.
Bryant packs a lot of muscle into his 5'11" 200-pound frame. It comes from work ethic that he committed to in middle school.
I worked hard ever since I was 6th grade, coming out here in the weight room every day and trying to get where I'm at right now, and it actually helped me because now I'm like one of the best backs in the country.
Several colleges coast to coast agree that he's one of the nation's best, as he has offers from the likes of Oklahoma, Auburn, South Carolina, Georgia, and many others. But for now, he's carrying the ball for defending state champions American Heritage at Delray Beach, Florida. Bryant, though, will be the first to tell you that a team is more than just one man. He leads a talented backfield that just may be the best in the country. Dual threat quarterback Marcus Davis leads the attack with his versatility.
I bring speed, quickness, and agility to the table, and I could make a play anytime as well.
Syracuse commitment Tyler Provo splits his time between fullback and tight end, paving the way for the athletes behind him.
I'm a good blocker, so I have to show up with the mentality to drive people off the ball. It's not that hard because they don't need much to make a play happen. So you just give them a little hole and they're gone.
Some call that trio the nation's top backfield a year ago. Now, with fellow senior Chad Vaccarella filling in the one open spot in the backfield, this group thinks that they can be even better in 2012.
I think we're better. We'll be better this year. I think we have a lot more speed in the backfield this year, and we're more prepared.
But all eyes will be focused on the highly recruited Bryant, who will continue to set the tone with his performance and work ethic.
His ability to work and get better each day is phenomenal. I've never seen a kid work as hard as he has ever. He makes plays that I've never seen kids make before.
With this season being their last as teammates, they hope to live up to the title of the nation's best backfield and repeat as state champions.
Our confidence way higher than it was, and we're more hungry and go out with a bang. All we got to do is keep on working every day, and once we do that, then everything should fall in place.
Now on to our top 10, which looks a little different from last time, as 3 previously ranked teams lost last week. Manatee High School in Florida holds on to the top spot. Here's the rest of the new rankings. We have one more break, but don't go anywhere. We'll tell you how you can be a part of the show when we get back.
Jim is 38, mortgage, married, 3 great kids. He wants to protect his family with a $500,000 term life insurance policy. What do you think it'll cost him? $100 a month? 60? 40? Actually, none of the above. Jim can get a $500,000 policy from a highly rated insurer for under $18 a month. His secret? SelectQuote. SelectQuote is impartial. They'll comparison shop the pick of insurance companies like these to give you a choice of your best prices. SelectQuote has great savings on term life for women, too. Jim's wife, Deidre, can get a $500,000 policy for under $16 a month. SelectQuote has helped make term life insurance affordable for hundreds of thousands of people since 1985. How about you? Just call this number or go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Future Phenoms is brought to you by the full-size Toyota Tundra.
It's time to check out a highlight tape sent in to us via viewer. This week we heard from Miles Adams at Bloomington High School North in Indiana. This inspiring young man has NFL dreams, but that's not all he's focused on. After losing his mother to a tragic eye disease 5 years ago, Miles wants to study medicine and become an eye doctor. He plays running back and linebacker for his high school, and he's hoping to earn a football scholarship so he can chase both of his professional dreams. Do you have what it takes to be on the program? Show us by sending in a DVD. Our address is Future Phenoms, 3575 Lone Star Circle, Suite 116, Fort Worth, Texas, 76177.
That wraps up this show. For our entire crew, I'm your host, Pat Summerall. We'll see you next time.
Future Phenoms is brought to you in part by...
Do you owe the IRS or state more than $10,000 in back taxes? Well, you can stop stressing right now. At Blue Tax, our team of tax professionals will remove bank levies and wage garnishments fast. Stop all collection activity immediately. And negotiate a settlement on your entire tax debt. You could end up paying way less than you owe. 800-287-8123 for a free consultation. That's 800-287-8123. And remember, you heard it from me, Max, at Blue Tax. Wahoo!